A few weeks ago, we discussed some of the most common fitness myths. We covered 3 of them, but as you probably know, there are plenty more. To help beginners and improve overall fitness knowledge, today we're back to busting myths with 3 new ones. Number 1, the myth of the perfect movement. Not long ago, I talked about movement patterns, how to learn and optimize them safely and progressively. Today, let's revisit this topic for a quick reminder. First, there is no such thing as a perfect movement. The way you execute an exercise depends on multiple factors: your goals, strengths and weaknesses, body structure, and more. That said, striving for improvement is always beneficial, whether you're fine-tuning your technique for competition, adjusting your posture to prevent injuries, or tweaking your form to better target specific muscles. So, how should you approach movement optimization? Step 1. Prioritize safe technique. Your form should be good enough to prevent injuries in the long run, but do not stress about achieving 100% perfection. A slight knee cave in your squat or a minor arm strength imbalance in your bench press won't necessarily lead to an injury. Once your technique is sound and safe, you can train without fear. Step 2. Define your goals. Why are you using a certain movement? The way you learn how to squat, for example, will differ depending on whether your focus is Olympic weightlifting or powerlifting. Similarly, training the bench press for hypertrophy will require a different approach than training for maximal strength. Being clear about your objectives will help guide your movement practice. Step 3. Consider your personal characteristics. Your body proportions, your mobility level, your past injuries, your strength, and so on, all influence the way you perform different movements. For instance, if you have long femurs relative to your torso, your squat stance might be different and the mobility demands won't be the exact same. Understanding these factors allows you to fine-tune your programming for optimal performance. In summary, there is no universal perfect movement, only the right movement for you. Train safely, align your form with your goals and personal characteristics, and be patient as you improve. Minor deviations in posture are not the end of the world. Number 2, the myth that fat can turn into muscle or vice versa. This one is simple. Fat does not turn into muscle, and muscle does not turn into fat. These are 2 completely different tissues with separate physiological processes. So, unless you've discovered the fitness philosopher's stone that can turn a 6-pack of beer into a 6-pack of abs, you'll have to follow the same approach as everyone else. Muscle gains and fat loss are 2 separated processes, though they can sometimes happen simultaneously. At a certain fitness level, your approach to gaining muscle or losing fat will require different strategies, especially in terms of nutrition. However, for beginners, it is possible to build muscle and lose fat at the same time. That said, remember, fat does not magically transform into muscle, and if you stop training, your muscles won't turn into fat. What can happen, however, is that if you become inactive, your muscle will atrophy, they will shrink. This is a slow process. Missing 1 week of training won't make you lose muscle. Gaining fat after stopping training is not muscle turning into fat. Simply, if you keep the same caloric intake as when you were training but you stop working out, you might gain fat over time. This is not because muscle converted into fat. It's simply due to excess calories because you kept the same intake but you lowered the number of calories you burnt. So enjoy your breaks without fear, understand the difference between these 2 processes, and forget this ridiculous myth once and for all. Number 3, the cardio myth. This myth actually has 2 parts. It's the best way to lose weight and it destroys muscle gains. So let's break it down. Number 1, cardio is the best way to lose weight. Let's go back to the basics. Weight loss is primarily driven by a caloric deficit, burning more calories than you consume. So yes, as cardio is a physical activity, it burns calories. But so does weight training, team sports, combat sports, or basically any physical activity. In other words, cardio is not inherently better for weight loss than strength training, boxing, or basketball, for example. Many people, unless they're really overweight, who say they want to lose weight actually want to improve their physique. Broader shoulders, a toned midsection, a slimmer waist, a more defined chest. If you don't believe me, think about your ideal physique. Now, find someone who has that body type and ask them about their weights. Chances are they weigh more than you expected. That is because muscle is denser than fat, meaning a leaner, more muscular person might weigh more than someone who appears softer. For instance, take two individuals at 75 kg body weight, that's 165 pounds. They can look drastically different depending on whether their body fat percentage is 15 or 25%. Many people fear weight gains, not realizing that adding muscle mass will improve body composition. So please, take a step back from the scale and focus on performance or physique goals instead of just weight. Yes, cardio is great for overall health, but it is not the only way to achieve your goals. So instead of forcing yourself onto the treadmill for hours, find an activity you genuinely enjoy, whether it is biking, karate, circuit training, or team sports. You'll get better results and have more fun. And for those who claim runners have great physiques, here's a little insider info from someone who has been a track and field strength coach. Elite runners lift weight. A lot. Also, consider this. Sprinters typically have more defined and muscular physique than long-distance runner. So if you want to look like a sprinter, don't train like a marathoner. 1 hour a day on a treadmill at low speed will most likely not be the best way to reach your dream physique. Part 2. Cardio ruins muscle gains. The second misconception is that cardio will sabotage muscle growth. The reality? Cardio does not interfere with muscle gains unless you let it. To build muscle from a certain level, you'll need to be in a caloric surplus, consuming more calories than you burn. Since cardio burns calories without being the best way to train hypertrophy, some people assume it's an obstacle to muscle growth. But in reality, you can easily compensate for burned calories by adjusting your diet, unless you run for 6 hours a day, of course. Also, cardiovascular training does not directly reduce muscle mass, it just doesn't contribute to hypertrophy. A stronger cardiovascular system improves recovery, allowing you to train more and handle more volume. So no, you won't lose all of your precious gains if you run or bike. All serious athletes, strongmen, powerlifters, weightlifters, sprinters, incorporate some form of cardio work into their training. It's not just about slow jogging. It also includes various forms like intervals, short intense efforts, or long easier ones. When programmed correctly, cardio enhances performance without hindering muscle gains. So stop fearing cardio, and if you're unsure about how to incorporate it into your training, get in touch with a coach who can tailor it to your objectives. I hope this video helped clear up this common fitness myth. If you have any questions, suggestions, or else, you can drop a comment down below or contact me from my social medias in the description of the video. And you can also join me through the same social medias if you want us to work together in the future. I'll see you next Sunday, and until then, train hard, stay consistent, and never forget, make yourself proud.